Star Wars 7x7 episode 1854. Happy August to you. It's August 1st, and today we're going to look ahead at what the month has in store for us as far as Star Wars goes. Let's go. Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, this is Star Wars 7x7. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode, and here's the deal. There are three particular events that are happening in the month of August that are going to be of particular note to Star Wars fans, and I'll say that there's the potential for a fourth, and we'll talk about that one after the break. Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen this year, but I'll put it out there. We'll see. It's better to be a completist and mention it, I think, but be that as it may, let's talk about the ones that we do know that are happening in August and go from there. So first up in August is the Disney second quarter investor earnings call, and that is happening on Tuesday, August 6th. Now, there's a webcast that happens where the Disney muckety mucks get on the horn with a bunch of Wall Street investor analysts after the bell rings, and they talk about the financial performance from April through June. And Bob Iger generally gets on these calls and talks about how Disney has been performing more from a global, high-level perspective, not talking about the numbers, just talking about the company's performance and some highlights from the previous quarter. And he usually does a bit of a look ahead as well. He's been known to drop news and information during these calls, like announcing that the 2022 Star Wars movie was going to belong to Benioff and Weiss, for example, and announcing the actual movie schedule, including the series of Star Wars movies that are going to be coming out in alternate years. So he definitely has a propensity for revealing new information during these investor calls, and so that's, I think, the first big milestone in August that we'll be checking out. The second big milestone is the D23 Expo that's happening in Anaheim later in the month. And we do know for sure that there is going to be a panel about The Mandalorian there. And Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are scheduled to appear along with special guests. This is exactly how they do it at Star Wars Celebration. This year it was Pedro Pascal and Gina Carano and Carl Weathers who showed up as the special guests. And they're not going to tell us who the special guests are this time ahead of time either. It's just going to be, hey, if you're there, you get to see who's there. Or unfortunately, like me, I'm not going to be able to attend the D3 or D23 Expo this time around, so I'll be checking out the Twitter feeds online. I don't think it's being live streamed, actually. They haven't done that in the past. They do that with Celebration, but not so much with D23, so hopefully that changes. That would be really awesome, but I will definitely be keeping an eye on Twitter feeds if I'm not able to watch a live stream, and will absolutely be updating you the moment that new news breaks about The Mandalorian. And the other thing to keep an eye on with that is that at Celebration Chicago, they actually blacked out the live stream and didn't show the footage that they showed to people in person online. They didn't upload it to their YouTube channel. And I hope that if they're showing footage at D23, that this time they're going to upload it to their YouTube channel as well. So keep your fingers crossed for that. If not, I'm sure somebody is going to record it surreptitiously. And so I'll be keeping an eye out for that as well. And we'll try to catch it and try to describe the footage to you if we're able to find it before the whack-a-mole game starts. And we also know that that same Stormtrooper exhibit that was at San Diego Comic-Con is going to come to D23 as well. I imagine there will be Sith Troopers wandering around D23 too, but I don't gather that there's going to be anything else different about the Star Wars presentation at D23 compared to what it was at San Diego Comic-Con. So it's just the fact that they're going to be having a big panel about The Mandalorian. That's the real difference maker by comparison. And the last thing I want to flag for you is the Entertainment Weekly 2019 Fall Movie Preview. So every year that Star Wars has released in December, Star Wars has been on the cover of the fall movie preview that's been published by Entertainment Weekly. The big question, I guess, at this point is who's going to be writing the stories for it, because Anthony Bresnikan is no longer with Entertainment Weekly, so I'm not sure who is going to be taking point in writing up the Star Wars stories for Entertainment Weekly. That'll be very interesting to see how that shakes out. But every time there's been a December release, it's been the cover feature. And even if it isn't this time around, well, I'd say there's a very good possibility that it's going to be included in the magazine in some shape or form. So there's going to be a story written, there are going to be new still images from it, and if they do what they've done in the past, then the website will have all of those stories and probably a few more online, and they might even have some extra video footage as well. And speaking of video footage, that's the other thing I want to talk to you about. That's probably a no, but, let's just, consider the possibility anyway. We'll talk about it right after the break. Stay tuned. This episode is brought to you by Constant Contact, the premier email marketing solution for small businesses and organizations. I've used their service since 2003, and over the past decade and a half, I've watched them evolve, make the product simpler, more powerful, easy to use, and do everything that they can to help train people to use the product more effectively and for it to work with other forms of marketing like social media, for example. So check out sw7x7.com/email to learn more about Constant Contact and start a free trial. Once again, that is sw7x7.com/email for a free trial. Welcome back. So here's the thing about video footage. In August of 2016, we got a second trailer for Rogue One. Of course, in July, we also got a behind-the-scenes reel for it as well. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to get that. And, you can't look at Solo's marketing situation because it just, it doesn't match up simply from the release date situation. The Last Jedi, we didn't get anything really in August either. So I don't think we're going to get in August anything from a behind the scenes reel, a second teaser or anything like that for The Rise of Skywalker. I think we're going to end up waiting until Columbus Day before we actually see more video footage from The Rise of Skywalker in the form of a full trailer. Yeah, I would love to see more. I'm so curious about it, and there are so many things that they aren't sharing with us that they probably could crack a little bit more light in the doorway, just open it a little more. But alas, I don't think it's going to be the case. But if you think I'm wrong, if you think that we are going to see some sort of second teaser, some sort of behind-the-scenes thing for the Rise of Skywalker that does not have anything to do with the Entertainment Weekly fall movie preview, that it's its own thing entirely, then hey, drop me a line wherever you catch this episode, or if there's not a comment section there, then home base for the show, which is at sw7x7.com. And that is going to do it for the show today. Thank you so much for joining me for it, as always, and may the Force be with you, wherever in the world you may be.
This podcast is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other related Star Wars items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2019 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.